Howdy peeps, welcome to a bad Sunday. Obviously for any of you that know, my bestest, most awesomest, excellentest fur buddy unfortunately passed this week, so it was touch and go whether I just decided to do this today, but here we are. And we'll try and keep off of the subject, because if I don't think about it, hopefully I won't start leaking. Anyway, assuming you're both still here, hey Sean, how are you? And Rick, thank you very much and welcome aboard the good ship Waffle, Carnage, etc. Yeah, thank you, Thomas. And welcome. Hello, Percy, welcome aboard. Good to have you here. We have, oh, the wind's just starting to get up. Not my wind, the outside wind. Let's angle this down a little bit, shall we? Well, maybe not that much. Hey, you're not the only one. I do smoke. Yeah. Hello, Holly, Pammy Poo, Ginger. Thank you very much. Interested in heading out to meet that? You're going out to meet a human, Pam? Wow. Good job I'm sat down. Yeah, have a good time, Pam. I'm sure you'll enjoy spending time with Kenny. He seems a rather nice chap, so I'm sure you'll have fun. And perhaps maybe the more observant of you may notice there are some new additions behind me. And we'll wait for them to pop out and see if you can spot who they are and what they are. Yeah, thank you, Darren. Yeah, that's it. If you ain't got your ears on, no one's going to recognise you, Pam. It'd be like going out in disguise. No, that is wherever he's at. He's normally over that side, which is why I'm pointing that way. That is Spaz the Bashir, who's now about twice the size he was when I bought him about a month ago. Admittedly, oh, there was one just popping their head out just up there. Yeah, admittedly, mainly on a diet of cichlid and catfish pellets and guppies. Turns out Bashir's like guppies. Yeah, so from the 15 to 20-ish guppies that there were in there, there is now one. Yes, which is probably why he's been growing so fast. But hey, the fact that the smaller fish are getting eaten does mean I have the opportunity to change the tank around a bit, which is what I'm doing. So we have some larger fish going in. And you see one of the new. So basically, we have a trio of teeth in. Electric blue Acara. Hopefully settling in well. They seem to be doing okay. I had admittedly only a few days in quarantine, but they seemed well and healthy. They were feeding well, pooping well. No obvious signs of any injuries or illnesses. So I felt safe putting them in there. Let's put it that way. Also, they came from a very trustworthy source that has had them in stock since before lockdown started, I think. Or they got them in like just as lockdown started. 5 goldfish. Oh, sweet. So I've got 4 comets in my pond. I think there's 4. There might be a lot more now. They have been spawning. Swampy Acres, hello, welcome aboard. Glad to have you here. Make yourself at home. I'll go with a kind of a 15 rating. There will quite well, there might not be swearing, but there will be smoking and drinking of energy drinks. And I'm just not suitable for children, full stop. Shabunkins. Oh no, I think I prefer the way you spelt it there, Thomas, with Shabunkins. Makes me think of a dumb country person. So what's been going on this week in Sharpie's fish room? Obviously far less white fur to clear up. Everyone else doing well as far as I can tell. No new babies. Or I meant country bumpkin. The most recent bunch of plecos, which are Ginger Grace's grandchildren, they are doing well, munching away, having fun, doing pleco-y stuff. They'll probably be getting their first piece of courgette zucchini tomorrow. The other ones all doing well. All the other 300 odd baby bristle noses doing good. I may be out of guppies in here, but I think all the females basically went, oh shit, and all dropped fry, thinking they're going to get eaten very shortly. So I've got dozens and dozens of guppies in one of the grow out tubs now. Oh, pardon me. Give that one a 3. And hey Jesse, and a bad bale, that was great. Cool. So what else has happened? The shell dwellers are settling in well. Aquascaping has commenced. The one that decided it wanted its territory in the plant pot has pretty much emptied all the gravel out of the plant pot, found the plant floating around. So I've had to put most of the gravel back in and then put some shells and some stones on the top so it doesn't just dig right down. A couple of the others have started burying their shells as well. So all being well, things are looking good in there. So if Sean wasn't here last week, I can't remember. Hell, I can't remember yesterday, let alone today. So if we go around to there, you can see the shellies. You can see the amount of gravel that has been emptied out of the pot up the back by Captain Grumpy up there. And you can see down the front where they are starting to bury their shells. So, yeah, as far as I'm aware, they're all doing well. And the camera's done that weird thing where it suddenly loses focus and then won't refocus. I'm going to have to move out of the way again. Let it focus on the fish tank. That's focused, and then zoom in. Ta-da! We got it. Thanks, Sean. Hello, Dee. So, see you later, Holly. Have a good one. Stay safe. But yeah, it is kind of fascinating watching the little shellies because they have just such different behaviours as other cichlids do that are just swimming about in the water. Although I've got to say, they spend a lot of their time in the mid-water and up near the surface, which I wasn't expecting. But perhaps they are comfortable and they just like, yeah, there's nothing in here that's going to eat us. We can go wherever we like. Evening Kay, thank you very much. And Priscilla, hugs back. Yeah, so that's all good. As I say, the 3 electric blue Acara are settling in well in here. Spaz is just being Spaz, trying to swim in my ear again. Everyone needs to set up a shoulder water tank. Yeah, well, now you can't moan at me for not doing it anymore, can you, Sean? Right. I know it's a bit extreme of a way to stop you saying it to me, but you know, no, they are fascinating little fishies and super pretty as well. And I'm glad I waited and got the right flavour. Bear in mind, there's no chance of getting Maltese around here at the moment. Yeah, I'm glad I waited and got the Similis rather than jumped and got the Gold Ocellatus or the Brevis instead. These guys should settle in well, be happy, get a little colony going, and I look forward to seeing little eyes poking out of the shell at me. As the air ambulance goes over. I think, is that the air ambulance? Yeah. Yeah, that means someone's had an accident on the A11. Hello, Chevy. Yeah, as I say, it's one of those things where I could have gone, no, just get what you can. But I decided to hold on. And I'm pretty sure, I mean, especially for the size tank they're in, which is 15-gallon flex, I think the Similis are a better choice. I mean, obviously, if I had space for a 50-gallon low boy ginger, I would have one, but I don't think I can. Yeah, not unless I could turn it into a bed and sleep on the top of it. That's about all I'd have space for. Mind you, the amount of time I've been sleeping down here lately, I could put one in my bedroom. Yeah, let's not go there. Because we all know what happens. We put one fish tank in a room, and then there's a second one and a third one, and before you know it, you're waking up in the middle of the night to a rumbling sound, and then the ceiling crashes down on you. Yes. I wonder, could you separate a low boy, Sean? Could you get, like, I don't know, tank separators or Matten filters, something like that, and split it into 3? So you then have 3 16.6 gallon low boys, 3 different colonies. Hi Derek, 44 Mag Guy, how the devil are you? Long time no see. 5 tanks in the bedroom, 360 gallon. Yeah. I mean, my house is built pretty well because it was built in the 80s, but I mean, compared to a new build, I actually have brick walls rather than like plasterboard. But yeah, if I started, then yeah, I would just lose that room. Like my spare room being the model room, but that's all you can do in there now is build models. There's no space for anything else. Yeah, pretty much. It's yeah, 420s take up less room. Yeah, that is the thing with the low boys, isn't it? I mean, they're perfect for shellies. I mean, Don't think I've seen gingers, but I do know Jason at Primetime Aquatics, he's got a 50 low boy with multis in it, and that just looks gorgeous. You're showing off again, Spaz. You are, aren't you? Is there anyone here who can remember how big he was like a month ago when I got him? I swear he's doubled in size. When I got him, he was the same length as Bertie and Spotty the bristlenoses. Now he's nearly twice their length. Do I have build models for my tanks? I don't know, Pasiwi. Mainly because probably pretty much everything I use is highly toxic towards any kind of life, including humans. And also fine detail, sharp bits, not really ideal for having fish swimming around. I'm not saying it's because I'll be worried about the model getting damaged. I'll be worried about the fish getting hurt. I mean, it's still sat here, but because it shows how often I tidy up, right? I mean, something like that would not work well with all the sticky outy bits and fine detail parts. Yeah. Thank you, Derek. Yeah. Irreplaceable. As I say, he came to me in a dark time. If it wasn't for him, I probably wouldn't be here now. So yeah. But I got to hear one last purr from him, which said a million words, and that's, yeah. Yeah, I think you may have just been better off roofing the yard in that case, Sean. Yeah, so I'm using lacquers and enamels and all sorts of chemicals and weirdnesses. I'm to the point where I have to wear a full respirator mask when I'm spraying with the airbrush, because that stuff is that toxic to humans as well. The joys of lacquer paints. Does clear the sinuses out though, which is a good thing. Hi JS, welcome aboard and thank you very much. Another long time no see. Hope you're all right, all doing well, my friend. But sorry about the modelling, yeah. I may have just had a week off work where those here who might know me as a modeler, you know, me a week off work, that probably would equate to about 2 or 3 models built and painted and weathered and done. I've not even been in the cave all week. I know that's a lot. I did go up there. That's because I needed a screwdriver. That was it. Yeah, they do that, surely. When you need them, they're there. That's exact. He wasn't my cat. He was my neighbor. He's my neighbour's cat, but he was my owner. I was his pet human. We were kind of equals. Get some betters. Yeah, I've got a better, Jesse. Oh, yeah. Rest in peace, Dirty Harry. Eight times the cost. Yeah, it's just, yeah. As I say, it's one of those things where now I do think about like having a fish room, or I say my garden's not big enough. My house isn't big enough. And the only way I would be able to do it would be a lottery win, basically. Buy a bigger house and retire from work. Then I would have enough time to do all the water changes that I'd need to do on all the tanks. So I'm going to have fun this week. I'm glad I got double water changes done this week anyway, because with work next week, yeah, I've got a lot of hours. So it's going to be a case of get water changes done when and where I can. So, and I've only got 11 tanks. Well, 12 because I've got the quarantine tank now as well. But, you know, speaking of which, the quarantine tank does now have 3 new inhabitants as from today, and they're all hiding up. And that is a trio of clown loaches to go into here. Yes, I know they're going to get too big. Yes, I know. Yeah, water change system. Yeah, good idea and great if you can work it, but I'd be old school. I'd be buckets and gravel vacs. Yeah, I'd say that's the biggest one, and that one is all shrimp. That one is little celestial pearl danios. The one tub down here has got about 150 plecos in it, and then there are several others over that way. And there's a pond outside. And I'm saving up for another tank. Yeah, I know. Multiple tank syndrome. It's like being a modeler and having a stash. They're all freshwater, JS. Every single one's fresh. I've only been keeping fish 2 years, so I'm not quite ready for the jump to salt. Lots more to learn before I do that. The idea is cool. But no. The things I enjoy having, as you can see, live plants in the tanks. To me, that is more visually pleasing. I'm not a fan of the corals and stuff. Yeah, salt is more, not actually more labor intensive, it's more chemically and scientifically intensive. Like this week, as I'm going to be in a bit of a rush doing the water change to get them done when I can, it will be a case of siphon out however much water it is, clean out filters, refill it. And I can get away with doing that for a week or two quite easily. Whereas, because of the plants. Whereas if I had a salt tank, it would take a lot of looking after, a lot of checking numbers and parameters, and yeah, I wouldn't go up to 280 gallon, eh, Sean. I think if I had the space and the opportunity, the biggest I would probably go possibly 75. Evening, Dan. How you doing? Well, I mean, this is technically a 45, and it gets a 3 bucket water change a week, which is 9 gallons. Yeah, the plants. Yeah, I mean the plants, they take up the nutrients. much as in a normal ecosystem, a dry ecosystem, let's say. Animals poop, plants feed off the animal poop and nutrients in the soil. Well, in a fish tank, the fish poop, it goes into the soil, in this case, fluval stratum substrate, and the plants feed on that. So the plants pull out a lot of the nitrates, ammonia, all that kind of good stuff that you don't want in the tank. So the way I look at it is when I trim the plants, I'm just pulling out chunks of nitrate and ammonia. And yeah, that happens fairly regularly. And this one had a good chop back this week, as you might be able to tell, or you might not, because it's still fairly overgrown in there. Main thing I pulled out of there this week is bloody trumpet snails by the 100. I must have pulled 300, 400, 500 trumpet snails out of there this week, and there's still a load left. Hence why I've got clown loaches. Hopefully they don't eat the nerite snails, but hopefully they do eat the trumpet snails, or at least keep the numbers down a bit anyway. I know Bertie has been trying, bless her, the bristlenose. She's eaten a few of them accidentally, but yeah, she just inhales anything that ends up under her mouth is pretty much what happens. That's where the blackbeard algae goes. She eats it. Yes. Did your cleaning come up to scratch last week, Dan? Hope you didn't get in trouble. Got everything cleaned enough. Speaking of NTS, did I have something with Shelley's? No, I haven't. Should I do? There are 3 nerites in there. See you later, JS. Have a good one. Don't relax too hard and stay safe. Yeah, there's no puffers I could put in there, Jesse, that would be suitable. At least not that I can afford anyway, or that I'm willing to pay that much money for. And with puffers, you have to keep feeding them the snails, and once they've eaten all the snails, you then have to buy more to feed them. Whereas a clown loaches, they'll eat fish food, so if they eat all the snails, they'll just eat the normal fish food after that. So yeah, I do keep looking at pea puffers, but I'm going to keep talking myself out of those. I mean, I say I like friendly fish. Yeah, given what I've been buying lately, not so friendly. Well, they are. I only got one raised eye, but yeah, that's a bonus. As long as you didn't get a matching smack on the head to equal out the seagull. Okay, I'll chuck a few in there then, Sean. I've got to say the local birds have had a feast this week. Hi Amber. Yeah, I know. I've been in absolute pieces. He was awesome putty cat, the bestest, floofiest, monsteriest, friendliest, lovingest psycho attack cat there ever was. And I keep looking out to see if he's in the back garden. I like see the curtain move by the back door, and I'll be looking over to see if it's him coming in, but no. No, but hey, he's not in pain anymore. He won't be getting in any more fights. He's happy and at peace. And I told him he's welcome to come and visit me anytime. So if I hear a meow or some purring or anything like that, he knows he's welcome. Oh dear, yeah, that's to get you. Yeah, well, unfortunately, that's kind of what I'm thinking may have happened with Zach, as there are seagulls nesting close by, and not the pretty little ones either. The honking great big ones, the ones that are the size of rooks. The herring gulls. Yeah, I think they're herring gulls. And wondering if he got a bit close to a nest and got dive bombed, much in the way you did. Yeah, basically it was head trauma. That was what it was in the end. Yeah, getting pooped on by a bird is good luck though, Sean. I mean, admittedly, it depends on the bird. Because like a sparrow or something, yeah, not really a problem. I've been pooped on by an orange-winged Amazon macaw. That's not a pleasant experience. Yeah, that was the same one that took the chunk out my shoulder. She also pooped down my back more than once. Yeah, I know, Amber. There's nothing can be done but to remember the good times. Which any time he was around was a good time, even when he was in a grump. I say, given my luck, I could do with a bird crapping down my back lately. Well, yeah, the amount an orange-winged Amazon macaw produces and how hot it is and acidic. Yeah, you don't want that down your back. I think the bite was probably more pleasant, believe it or not, because I didn't actually feel that. But I felt something happening. I didn't feel the bite, as it were, like, arr. It was just when I looked, what are you doing? Look, and I just see the blood running down. Oh, you've been eating me. Yeah. Yeah. I love birds. That has to be the worst misnomer ever. Because those things like hamsters, they're psychotic little buggers. They look all cute and lovely and sweet, but they're basically mini parrots with bad attitudes. And a parrot is, especially the large ones, they're big and slow. You can kind of see them coming, and you can read their mood. Whereas a lovebird will sit there going tweet, 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 tweet. What the hell? Stick to fish and snakes. Yeah, stick to things you can keep in a tank. That's safest. I say that, as James found out, not necessarily. And so I'm looking forward to the first time I get bitten by a shell dweller. It's going to happen. I have thought about a lizard, but it's going to take a lot and lots of research and learning on my part before I even think about that. Plus, I'm going to have to figure out whether I'm actually scared of them or not. You know, I'm English in England. Don't really get an awful lot of opportunities, you know, to handle lizards. I think I've seen 1 or 2 wild lizards in my life. You know, I've seen more ghosts than I've seen lizards. Let's put it that way. So whether it's one of those things where, you know, I wouldn't want to spend all the money getting all the stuff and then getting the thing, getting it home, and then realizing I'm scared of it. Outdoor oscars are scarily big in the last few months. Yeah, be careful. I mean, I said it as a bit of a joke to James, but now you've probably not got one because you're like actually a decent cook. But the chainmail gloves that you can get, used to have to wear them when I worked in the chicken factory. When you're butchering a chicken every sort of 20 seconds or so, you kind of need a glove to stop you losing your hand. Yeah, one of them might be a good idea. It's just a glove, pop around your wrist and chainmail, so keep you safe. But yeah, let's say outdoors, so they're getting all sorts of natural foods, all the bugs and flies and God knows what drops into their pond. Yeah, I mean, it's like he's hiding up now, but I mean, Spaz is literally twice the size he was when I got him a month ago. Here he comes. I mean, he is double the size that he was 4 weeks ago, pretty much. He's getting to be a big boy now. I'd say hence the lack of smaller fish in there now. We're down to 1 guppy, 3 ember tetras, and 3 harlequins. So I better remember to feed him tonight, otherwise I'm not going to have any guppies left. Although I did buy a pack of Hikari Gold large cichlid pellets, which should be too big for anyone else to eat. So he can munch on them. Oh, there's Dave as well. Dave's at. So when I got, literally a month ago, when I got Spaz, he was the same length as Dave. Yeah, it's anything, isn't it? I mean, you put anything outside, it does better than it does inside. You know, humans, animals, plants, whatever it is, it does better outdoors than it does indoors. Don't get me wrong, we all do the best we can for our fin babies and whatever else, but there's something about that natural environment, all the natural available food, you know, the cycle of day and night, warming, cold it, cooling, all that. I mean, that's something I was thinking about, is there such a thing, or could you get a heater for a fish tank that you can program in such a way that it cools down at night when the lights go out slowly, and then when the lights come on again in the morning, it starts warming back up again, so you more accurately mimicking a natural day-night cycle. So obviously you can get lights that do that. I was wondering if you'd get a heater that would. Seems a sensible thing for me, and to me anyway. And if Corey comes up with one, my idea, copyright Sharpie, early August 2020. Yep, I'll watch that as well, Dan. Yeah, I pretty much agree with everything you said there. As I say, it's just the price of things as well in the UK compared, or some things in the UK compared to the US. Yeah, because certain things we get are considerably cheaper, other things are considerably more expensive. Yeah, so you need a temperature controller that not only track the maximum temperature, also track the minimum, or track the temperature you want for what time of day. Howdy, Bob. Very cool cowboy hatted emoji there. But yeah, so we go day-night cycles with our lights. We try and create a natural, not necessarily a biotope every time, but we try and create or put fish in as close to their natural habitat as we can. This is another thing that seems kind of sensible to me. You can mimic, as I say, if you can mimic the seasons, I mean, even just day-night, well, whether it's warmer in summer and cooler in the winter, yeah, whatever, but swine. Yeah, but you got sponsored by the pink one, so that doesn't count. Welcome aboard, Jason. Thank you very much. Got to say, I'm doing a lot better today than I have been the last couple of days. Was it Friday? Yeah, it was Friday. I really didn't do well, and I'm going to hold my hands up. I had beers. First time in 18 years, I had more than one beer, but I had to. Not proud of it, but hey, we'll slip occasionally. I won't be buying any more for a long time, that's for certain. Because that headache yesterday morning was not fun. I mean, I was glad I was sleeping downstairs as well because of the heat, because it meant I didn't have to go up the stairs to go to bed. I just had to fall out of the armchair and lay down, pretty much. Yeah, sleeping downstairs again because of the heat. It's stupid hot in the UK. Yeah. I was saying, this one, Jason, he wasn't my cat. He adopted me. Yeah, we were best buds. I could do things with him that no one else could. Yeah, unfortunately, Zach passed away. He's not with us anymore. The head injury he had turned out to have caused internal damage, let's put it that way. So he went downhill rapidly. He went missing on Wednesday. Was it Wednesday? Yeah, Wednesday or Thursday he went missing. I found him hiding up asleep out in my back garden underneath a bramble. and nettles. Yeah, good job, buddy. Great hiding spot. Brought him in, took him home, and then yeah, Friday he went. But hey, I got to say goodbye. Got to have a last little purr. Yeah. Yeah, I say elephants do that as well, don't they, Kay? Elephants go away from the herd, cats find somewhere quiet and safe. Somewhere they like, somewhere they feel safe. And I'm glad he chose my garden. It just shows what he thought of me. Hey Larry, how you doing? Hope is all is well and your dry start tank is progressing nicely. Yeah, let's just say there were three of us looking like Alice Cooper at that time. Well, then I had the problem of I had to tell Mary. So yeah, that didn't go well. Well, it went well, but you know, it wasn't fun. And so, have you spotted them, Dan? The electric lure cars zooming about in there now. Tentatively called Larry, Curly, and Mo, because why not? So I figure out who's a boy, who's a girl. I'll say they were in the 24-litre quarantine tank, which I had to put a towel over the top of because they kept trying to jump out. And I'm guessing it's two males when they start lip locking and fighting, which would tell me I've got two boys and a girl, which I'm fine with. Oh, I can beat that one, Sean. Yeah, I'll say anyone who's not sub to Larry. Excellent fish tank content and even better hot sauce testing content. And yeah, don't look at the size that Spaz is now. He's bloody huge. And the boy's a monster. You know, he's big enough now you can see his teeth. I wouldn't want to get my hand in there. Well, I'll be alright because no. He may well be piscivorous. But he's actually a really friendly fish. He actually likes a stroke. Yeah, Sean, I've had a pigeon come back when I was riding motorbikes. Had a pigeon. I was doing the 70 mile an hour. Or let's say legally, I was doing 70 mile an hour that direction. Pigeon was flying flat out this direction, and I got it straight in the chest. Yeah, that left. Yeah, that was an interesting bruise. Let's put it that way. Okay, have you seen the picture of? You've probably not seen the picture of James's bite, Fisherman Fever. You know, you get them things where it's like every so you just know something's gonna happen. You get, like people who have a pet tiger. You know, at some point it's going to turn on them. James had that moment with his piranhas. He got one bite, and I'll send you the picture later. Warning, it is a bit gory. Well, that's one bite from one piranha. I think they were in a kind of a bit of a feeding mode and spawning mode as well, so not the best time to put your hand in the tank, but he's done it thousands. He's done it 1,000 times. Yeah, fair enough, Kay. But just fish bites can be nasty. But yeah, dogs do have bigger teeth. Yeah. That sounds. Kenny got a nasty rasping from a cichlid. Looks infected. Oh no, not good. Time to get the pseudocreme on it. Or the Lysol. Yeah, they have a habit of doing that. I'm luckily the only wild bird I've ever been dived on by was a blackbird, because I got too close to the babies and didn't realise it. I went over to the pallet stack to grab a pallet, and I didn't know that the fledglings were in the pallets, and I got too close and got dived on by a blackbird. Yeah, I was wearing a baseball cap, so it didn't draw blood, but it made me jump and a bit sore. But one of those where you can't blame it. Well, I think one of the best ones I had there is I was driving down the side of the warehouse outside on the forklift. I had a pigeon come zooming over the top of the forklift. That's close. Why is he flying that fast? And then the sparrowhawk came past after it. By the time I got the other end of the warehouse and went around the corner, there's the sparrowhawk with its wings curled round over the top. Yeah, that was one dead pigeon. It's one of those ones there. Well, go through that workplace, it backed onto the train lines, which led directly into the local woods, like a couple of 100 yards along the train lines and to the factory. But the area out by the train lines was was wild. It was overgrown and trees and all that kind of stuff. So we got all sorts of wildlife turn up at work. Yeah, pretty much. That pretty much explains it, Dan, in emojis. Actually, I wonder if someone could do the Bible with purely emojis. Probably make more sense. Yeah, I'll say any of the bigger fish that have got teeth. I mean, there's a reason that the pacu is known as the ball cutter. Admittedly, I reckon a bite from a shelly is probably going to be like getting a pinprick blood test, but yeah, it's even better when you're half cut. Yeah, the Egyptians. Good point. Perhaps that's the problem. The Bible is translated from hieroglyphics, which are emojis. Interesting. Hieroglyphics wasn't the Egyptian alphabet. That was hieratic. The hieroglyphics were only used for important people and purposes. The rest of the time was just the normal hieratic writing, which isn't pictorial. they're not doing a second Emoji Movie. I mean, I thought the first one was a hoax, a prank trailer or something that someone had made up, and it's like, oh, it's real. They're really doing this. It's like, yeah, they've really run out of ideas now. They're doing a second one. Oh my god. No, Mrs. DKF gets irate. Damn that. Irate, that's a different thing. Or erratic. Yeah, whichever. Yeah, so I have unfortunately been watching lots of documentaries and stuff this week. So my brain is full of random new factoids. That's because she's been listening to the Bangles, Dan. That's all that is. Yeah. And yes, I know that is now on the internet. Someone's going to make a meme of it. What is this weird fat white bloke with bad hair doing? Although I was looking at Scott, King Queen Cichlid Scott, his latest picture on Facebook where he's had his hair cut again. And it suddenly dawned on me that if I got my hair cut that short, I would look like his white brother. It would be quite scary. I grew the little tash as well. I mean, I'd have to shave a heck of a lot of extra fur, but might be worth it. Oh god, damn, that involves me A, remembering, B, saving. Yeah, I'll just reenact it. It's quicker and easier. Yeah, just dun, 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 dun. Mind you, if you start me going do 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 do, you know what's going to happen. do 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 do. Death of Yugoslavia, fantastic series. Ah, you're on standby for it. Yeah, I was living through it. I say living through it. Yeah. Seeing it all unravel on the news. Back when the news reported the news factually, rather than this is how we want you to think about this. Yeah, so it's either going to be the Scott or I'm going to have to go with the Bob. Go with the Kayla, but now I've receded far too far for the Kayla, I think. So I have to be or I can keep growing it out and do a Liz. That might probably work better. Cheers, Aaron. Don't worry about being late or whatever. But yeah, I'll say. Yeah, so flipped through Falklands, Yugoslavia, Gulf War, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, it is how it all. Well, when you get fascist dictators in charge, things tend to go wrong fairly rapidly. Especially when you start ethnic cleansing. Yeah, which is, yeah, he got the death sentence, didn't he? Is that Slobodan Milosevic? Trying to remember. Yeah, he was in the Hague on war crimes. Did he get hung like Saddam, or did he top himself first? I can't remember. But, you know, I'm not necessarily against the death sentence, but with stuff like that, there really is no other option. Although I'd do it the old-fashioned way, just brick them up inside the room and leave it, and literally just put them in, brick the wall up, brick the doorway up, and forget about them. Yeah, that is the thing. I did used to kind of look like Cousin It from the Addams Family. Imagine an emo version of Cousin It, and that was pretty much me. There's not enough of it left now, unfortunately, for me to grow it any longer than that. Although if it goes, oh, mind you, if it gets much longer on the top, I'll have a comb over. It'll cover the bald patch. But yeah, it used to be literally down on my backside. If I had a bath or got my hair wet, I had to be careful when I sat down because I could quite easily sit down on my hair. When you're having to go to a late Cousin It with me in the 70s. Yes, when you're having to go to the local ladies' hairdresser because none of the local male barbers actually have a clue how to cut hair that long. Well, one I actually went in and was like, yeah, I'm not touching that. But I know how to do short back and sides. So I don't know what to do with that, mate. At least thanks for being honest, I guess. Go. If I can find some that was pre-digital. That was, yeah, long hair. Then I had the long beard as well and all the piercings. Yeah, I was that person that people literally crossed the road to avoid. I would see me coming and just walk across the road. Nowadays, I get dozens. If I walk through town, I just say I'm just going for a walk. I guarantee at least a dozen people are going to say, "Oh, hi, John." Random people in cars waving at me, that kind of thing. You know. Oh, not good. Yeah, that's going to hurt, Sean. Yeah, I had a beard that most of the fish fam beardies would be jealous of. I was just the goatee. It was like Ed's beard, not red, obviously, black, but it came down to about there as a goatee. Long hair, beards, that was going back. Yeah, this is it. We're all young. That's why I don't necessarily take the mickey out of the way some teenagers look these days. This is like, yeah, well, I didn't look any better. If anything, I looked a lot worse. So if I find a picture of me, I think maybe the only one might be a group photo from work several years ago. As everyone else stood there smiling, going, there's me just fish fan boys ought to have a rogues. Oh, that would be a good idea, Kay, actually. A rogues gallery. Oh dear. That would be quite funny, I suppose. People who've got no hair now and had long hair, or yeah, I used to rattle as well. The amount of metal hanging out of my face. and always wearing a highly offensive t-shirt. I'm going to have to look that up, Kay. Probably not going to be too dissimilar to how I looked, although I'm guessing Jason probably wasn't wearing makeup. Bobby Sherman here. Bobby Sherman here. Damn, Bob was skinny. Skinny Bob. Cuddly Bob is better than skinny Bob. Ooh. Oh, wow. Aussie. No, so I mean, mine was shaved back and sides. It was just the top that was long all the way until I kind of gave up and it all just went long. Look the same. Yeah, that's pretty much it. If I hadn't been seeing Mary, if I hadn't been seeing Mary today, I wouldn't have had a shave. So I would have looked like a complete homeless tramp as well. So, you know. Yeah, this is like 1 day or half a day's growth. I was clean shaven this morning. What always makes it a nightmare for job interviews. So because you can either have a beard, that looks fine, or you can be clean shaven, that looks good. You got stubble, it just looks like you don't care. So yeah, if I got a job interview, I had to have a shave like 2 hours before the interview, and then you're just praying you don't cut yourself or anything, or get shaving rash or something like that. And yes, I know there are all these new products that prevent these things happening, but I'm old school. Soap and a razor, proper razor, not something with 18 blades and flex control and protective wires and big 2 blade at most, and just what shall us what shall us who really don't care do, Sharpies? Yeah, just carry on not caring. This is it. I've always said, I mean, there's this expectation, I don't know about the US, but in the UK, there's this expectation that whatever job you go for the interview, it's haircut, shaved, shirt and tie, suit, preferably, briefcase, all this stuff. It's like, I'm going for a job as a forklift driver. Surely turning up looking a bit scruffy, wearing a hard hat and a high vis and steel toe cap boots is probably a better look. Maybe not that extent, but you know what I mean. Yeah, I've done straight blades, Anthony. Yes, and hello, by the way. Yeah, straight razor, you can't beat it. Problem is, it's so easy to slice your face open with one of them. And the barbers I go to now, when they do the neck, I say neck because I end up going halfway down my back. It's just yeah, they use a straight blade for that, and it's like, yeah, I wouldn't normally trust anyone this close to me, but they know what they're doing. Plus, she's pretty. They go without putting effort in. Yeah. Yeah, this is the thing. I mean, don't worry, Aaron. You should have heard me the other day. Yeah, lurking and doing house stuff. Yeah, just brush your teeth with the forklift. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like my current job. I inquired on. I handed in a CV thingy application form a while back, and I got a phone call on the Wednesday asking if I could go in for a chat on the Thursday. No, I got a phone call on the Tuesday evening. Could I go in for a chat on Wednesday about what I was looking for and what they were looking for, and see if we jived? So I went in for that on Wednesday. I just had a bath basically. Then on the Thursday, I went in for the official interview. Was told not to bother wearing a shirt and tie. Don't worry about that. No, it's just turn up. I wore a shirt and tie anyway, just to show respect for what I was doing more than anything. And then started the job on Friday. But that was a case of I went for a job working somewhere where everyone already knew me anyway. So I've been going in there as a customer for 20 odd years. So yeah. Put some chicken on soon. Oh, unlucky. Yeah, so it's and then there's the other ones where you go for a job and the previous guy coming out from the interview looks like a right scruffy Herbert. The guy who's waiting for after you looks like a right scruffy Herbert. You go in thinking, I've got a good chance here. These guys look like scruffy Herberts who don't care. And you get the call back, yeah, sorry, you're overqualified. Thanks. What you actually mean is I know more about the job than you do, so you don't want to be scared. Yeah, that's one of the reasons I had problems at Sainsbury's is I knew the job better than the managers did. And they didn't like that. In fact, I didn't have to ask. You may take his job. And that's how it was with this one, Larry. Is like I didn't feel like I was being interviewed. It was like I was interviewing them to see whether they were. It was an acceptable place for me to work. That was the kind of. It was like that. It's like the boss was trying to sell the place to me rather than me trying to sell myself to the place. This is how awesome I am. He's like, this is how amazing we are. And yeah, it seems to have worked out well. Oh, you best not let Yazzie or any of the others know that, Bob, or you'll be in trouble. But yeah, so I've never had my own dog. I've never had my own cat. The only actual pets that were mine, other than my fishies and shrimpies. That was a little one. So the only were a rat and a hamster, I think, and a bunny when I was really little, which was supposed to be a dwarf bunny, but turned out to be a giant bunny that was psychotic. Oh, thank you very much, Bob. No need, but greatly appreciate it as ever. Yeah, so again, I don't know about how it is in the US, but over here it's pretty much all online these days. So you do your CV or you fill in the online application form and attach your CV, and it doesn't go to the company, it goes to another company where it goes through an algorithm that searches for keywords and phrases that they want for that job. And if your application doesn't contain all those keywords and phrases, you just get chucked. Hang on. Is that right? Is that I've gone to all the effort of going through all these bloody useless jobs on all these bloody websites. I've applied for this one. I've sat there for God knows how long filling in an application form, figured out how to attach my bloody CV to the email or whatever, and then they don't even bother looking at it. And my work coach went, "Yeah, that's pretty much how it works." I was like, "Oh, thanks." But then I did find out a way to cheat the system, which is if you make a Word document and you go onto it'll go onto a third page, but if you delete what's on the third page because the CV should be 2 pages, it'll keep page 3 in there. So what you do is you type a whole bunch of stuff on page 3, and then you change it to white ink, so that when they look at it, it doesn't show as there's anything on there, but the computer will still pick it all up when it's looking through the algorithm. Oh, glad I could help, Larry. You get there soon enough. I think I hit 1.4K this week, or last week maybe. Can't remember. Goes up and down. No, I think I had 291 videos now. I'm going to have to go back through and look at some of them because I think the viewing figures on some of them are quite scary. Some of them are pathetic. Now, a video that's been out 4 years and it's got like 60 views. Oh, thank you very much, Jason. Even more so. Again, very appreciated. Never required. But, I'm not going to say no. So, thank you very much. Cheers to you, gents. That will go towards the what to buy next fund, which is probably going to be in here. Now, because I've got the electric blue Acaras, which are obviously blue, and Spaz being grey and white, I'm thinking something red, so I'm thinking maybe some red rainbows. I can't remember the actual name of red rainbow fish. I think most of the place around here would just have them as red rainbow fish. Yeah, well, Sean, this is the thing, you see. I've decided I want a Megaflex to sit there, as there is enough room to fit one in there, just about. Might have to move the Hoover somewhere else. But I've got no idea what I want to put in it. I mean, I was thinking maybe an African cichlid type tank. Now, see if there's something that I could breed that would be popular and sell well, that people don't seem to keep and breed. So that's why I'm doing well with the bristle noses at the moment. Because most people just have one bristle nose in their tank to eat algae. That's what it's there for. They don't put 2 of them in there so that you get baby ones. And as it is, I know my crebences have gone all the way around the country. I have got fancy plecos. I've got a Bertie and a Spotty and a Dave and a Ginger. They're very fancy. Now I know what you mean. Some like clowns or whatever L numbers. Yeah, it has crossed my mind. You want to see a quarter? Hang on. Neolamprologus cordopunctatus red fins in a minute. That would be cool, got to say. But given the difficulty I had even finding multis or similis, I think the chances of me finding cordopunctatus around here are pretty much zero. Hey, Big J, how you doing, my friend? Rocking the awesome beardness. Yeah. Nah, I'll figure something out. I've got a feeling I'm in for a rather large electric bill in the next couple of weeks anyways, so. But then it's a 5-week month, so that should cover that. But yeah, so I'm thinking through in here now to finish it off, some 3 or 4 red rainbows and perhaps a really cool looking angelfish. I was thinking Severum, but they get far too big really for a 45. I've thought about contacting the British Cichlid Association. I haven't, no. I wasn't even aware there was one. Sorry, honey. Yeah, Sean, I don't think they'd survive the trip back. That's the problem. Yes, I'm still here, Priscilla. Catching up on horror flicks. I've not been on any horror movies this week. I'm plenty of paranormal stuff. Let's put it that way, shall we? Yeah, always interesting to me. Thought you were supposed to be really nocturnal or something, not out and about during all day. Oh dear. What's he like? Oh, hello, clowny loaches. They've all woke up now. But yeah, so I want not a centerpiece fish, because basically everything in here is going to be what I'd class as centerpiece fish now. So yeah, so that's what I'm thinking. Some rainbows and maybe an angel or something that's going to be similar. Not a discus. So if anyone's got any ideas, I'm always open to those. Although chance of me actually doing any research into anything this week is fairly slim. Oh, I got Shelley's doing chasey. Oh, now you going into each other's territory and getting in trouble. Is that it? Hey. Oh. Ah, yes, it's Ken's on his big road trip this week, isn't he? So that will be cool. There should be some very cool videos I would expect coming up from that. Oh, Attack of the Swamp People. Awesome. That sounds my kind of movie. You know exactly what you're going to get. Are you still digging that gravel out of that bloody plant pot? Yeah, you are, aren't you? Shell dwellers. The fish that rescape their own tank. Oh, that's sweet. That'd be well, Priscilla. You get, yeah, a couple of stores carrying your prints. A few more pennies for you. All right. More pennies are always welcome. Yeah, that kind of sounds like the plot of that movie to me, Jason. There may be swamp people and they may attack. I've got a funny feeling that might happen. If you've not seen it, Dead Snow, absolutely awesome movie. Or if you find the original, which is Dod Snö, it's Swedish, Scandinavian, comes from somewhere over there. I think it's Sweden. But yeah, let's just say Nazi zombies. The creature from the Black Lagoon. Yeah, that's a classic. Yeah, especially when you see the zip coming up the side of in the back of the suit. That's just epic. Dead Snow, Jason. Yeah, that's pretty much it, Bob. That's what a shell dweller tank. You put your rocks in where you want them, and then you just dump the sand in and dump the shells in and let them dead snow. Yeah, and you dump the sand and the shells in and let them do what they want with them, because you can arrange it all artistically, beautifully, and then it'll look completely different. No, yeah, they're just doing what they want. I ain't gonna complain. It can look like the world's ugliest tank, but if there's baby fish coming out of there, then I'm gonna be happy. Although we don't have any breeder points systems in the UK or anything for becoming a master breeder or horticulturist or whatever. Yeah, to have another thing that you bred is another string to your bow, isn't it? Because if you've bred them, it means you've kept them happy, not just kept them alive. Which to me, there is a difference. You can keep fish happy and they breed, then you're definitely doing something right. Keeping them alive is just, you've kept them alive. Although some species at the moment, keeping them alive is probably the hardest thing. Yeah, with the old dwarf gourami disease going around and neon tetra disease, wasp woman. Yeah, wasp woman. I think I've seen that. I mean, I'm assuming, Jason, that you like bad movies. Bad, cheesy movies, that kind of thing. Grab bag of 50s and 60s horror DVDs. Oh, awesome. Yeah. I mean, if you could see the state of my DVD collection, then you'd see what I mean. You know, I've got a bunch of trauma DVDs, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, it's always fun. You know, you just take your brain out, watch it, and have a laugh more than anything. It's a horror movie, but it's not really scary. It's just funny. Those kind of films. Yeah, so bad they're good. That kind of thing. Not just. Yes, Michael. Yeah, Zach is in the great big catnip pile in the sky. Yeah. I say you get the sort of the bad horror movies, and they're still watchable. They're still kind of interesting and cool. There's the room from time. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, Tremors. I mean, hell, I sat and watched Children of Dune the other day. That was just really bad. The first part of it they didn't need at all, and the second part of it was kind of dull, and the third part of it was going along kind of dull. Then all of a sudden went, what the hell? Yeah. Oh, the room. Yes, I know that one. Yeah, I'd say there's so many good bad movies. I mean, Hatchet was kind of cool. By the way, for sheer epicness, if you've not seen it, Tucker and Dale versus Evil is just an awesome movie. You have to watch it. It is just so hilariously awesome. And I don't mean it's bad good, it's good. But it's just such a take on the cabin in the woods trope that it's unreal. And Cabin in the Woods, the Joss Whedon one, that's just awesome as well. Yeah, Tucker and Dale goes under the radar a lot. Yeah, it's an awesome movie though. It's hard not to give any spoilers about how awesome it is. Santa Sleigh, yeah. Black Christmas I enjoyed as well, the remake, weirdly, more than the original. Shaun of the Dead. Yeah, see, I'm not a fan necessarily of the two guys that do those movies, so thank you, Bob. Oh dear, I'm gonna be rich after this one. Google are going to be paying me again. Wow. What are the really great ones? Trying to think other King Stinkers, Rambo the Destroyer. Yeah. Oh yeah, some of the Indonesian. The not the Indian because I can't stand Bollywood. But yeah, some of the rip-offs are just so bad. They are awesome. Bonan, that was a good one. Yeah, trying to think what other good ones there were. I mean, Lovely Molly, that's another good one. Not in a bad, good way, in an actually kind of creepy way. And some of the H.P. Lovecraft adaptations that have gone under the radar are really good. Dagon is a superb movie. Definitely worth a watch. Obviously, the effects aren't that great because it's quite old now. But no, you don't necessarily need cutting effects. As long as the effects do the job, they do the job. But yeah, that was a superb one. What other ones are my favourites? Well, I mean, Lovecraft just generally doesn't get the credit he deserves. I know he does kind of underground cult kind of way, but especially these days, if you have a boat captain named Popeye, effects are not high on your list. No, it's that is very true. Yes, for today's sensibilities, H.P. Lovecraft's views on things, yes, he was rather racist. Yes, he was somewhat misogynistic, and blah, 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 blah. Doesn't mean he was a bad writer. He was a damn good writer. You just have to take it, the fact that it was written in, what, the 1910s, 1920s? So you think back to the morals and sensibilities of a century ago, completely different to today. Yeah, and that copyright issue, it is. Yeah, people fighting over things like that. You should just let it be and just get the damn movies made. Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. It wasn't, just like black people and women. It was pretty much everyone he hated. Um, but, and to be fair, he hated most of his own work as well. Yeah, well, trying to move on. Yeah, as I say, you you learn from the sins of the past, as it were. Yeah, we've all seen Battlefield Earth, Jason. Yeah, exactly. Freak shows 50 years ago. I mean, I remember watching the movie The Freaks, and then they do a remake of it, and it got absolutely slated for making fun of freaks. But I don't know. I don't even know if it actually got made in the end. Yeah, that's the thing. They did make it, Aaron. Battlefield Earth, starring John Travolta. Yeah, just if you want to see a bad movie, yeah, yeah, it's just so god awful. I'll say, I've said it before. No, people aren't born racist or hateful. They're taught. You know, you go to. If I were to go, if you were to go to playgroup where Mary works, you could have, Caucasian, European, what English, European, black, Muslim, whatever. The kids just play together. They don't hate each other because they're different. If there's someone who's autistic, it's just no, it's just that's just who they are and how they are. They just accept it. It's yeah. It's it is a learned behaviour from the parents. Pretty much the same as being scared of spiders is a learned behaviour. Pretty much. If your parent, if you're a little baby or toddler, spiders, snakes, all those kind of things. Now, okay, your the mothering instinct kicks in to keep you safe from the perceived threat, but it might not actually be dangerous. And all they've done is now made you, that thing is bad. I had to stay away from it, or I'm splattered it with a shoe. If I see them, I have to kill them. You know. Hey Tom, new mower broke, old mower broke, truck brakes broke. Not the best week. Well, on the upside, brakes broke, so you got home fairly quick. Uh, yeah, it's yeah. Well, at least that is all three. You've had your bad things coming in threes, so fingers crossed that's it for a while now. Um, yeah, some of them Australians was, gee, no, thank you. Although, is it the giant huntsman in Indonesia? Is it Indonesia or the Philippines? One of them. No, Myanmar, Burma, as most of us call it. Yeah, the giant huntsman they have there is 12-inch leg span on rider. Yeah, no, no, that is just not necessary. It's like, oh, so this spider eats lizards, small mammals. South America has a huntsman. Yeah, huntsmans are fairly well spread throughout most of the southern hemisphere, I think. Um, although I think the giant huntsman is the biggest spider, and the Goliath bird eater is the heaviest. Um, it's only slightly smaller. It's just got a much bigger body. Um, I remember watching a documentary, and part of it they were trying to find the, as it was the locals call it, the chicken-eating spider. Um, and yeah, they were tracking a spider by its footprints. So, no, no, no. I'm not going to track a spider that leaves footprints. Right? No, I'm going to burn everything. Nuclear orbital strike. That is the only solution to that. That's like, no, just not necessary. But then if you go back several million years to whatever dinosaur period where we did have the massive insects, dragonflies with a 2 foot wingspan and things like that, and the size of some of the spiders and beetles and centipedes or millipedes, you look at, hell no. Yeah. I've seen camel spiders. Yeah, not going near. Not unless I have a flamethrower. Um, Actually, speaking of spiders, Eight-Legged Freaks. That's an awesome movie. Uh, if you've not seen that one, maybe not if you're scared of spiders, but I'm fine generally with the UK size spiders, which do get maximum sort of that kind of size, which is mostly leg. But no, bigger than that, hell no. Cameras, yeah, cross between predator and a facehugger. I think I'd probably rather encounter a predator or a facehugger. Yeah, I'd say there is some of that is ancestral and genetic, probably deep down in our genetic code to be wary of these things as they can be threats. But oh, geez, yeah, dinosaur. Oh, imagine a dinosaur's tapeworm, size of a tapeworm in a diplodocus or a brontosaurus. Jeez, it'd be like an anaconda, wouldn't it? And a black widow spider apparently was the just a little. That is a case of very, very carefully removing said pants. Going, please don't bite me. and then checking yourself to make sure it's not just like going to bite you in the nutsack or something. A flea or a mite. Yeah, I mean, imagine the size of a dinosaur flea, the size of the teeth on it to get through the skin so it could actually draw blood. Dang. Yeah, let's not when time travel happens, let's not travel back to then, unless we're in a big ass tank, which is fully NBC sealed. Yeah, whichever was it the Russian? Well, it was the Russian. The object. Was the object 268? There was one of them which was designed for nuclear war. It's in a whale, might size my face. Yeah, it's when the parasites start becoming bigger than like it is on the outside. Yeah, yeah. When the parasites start becoming bigger than some of the animals you're used to having around on a daily basis, when the parasite is bigger than your pet, it's not good. Yeah, sorry, Dan. It's just where my brain goes. Yeah, like on the outside of the fence. I've had the one where typical male is alone, getting from work, drop trowel. In this case, it was shorts. They just hit the floor, and that's where they stay until you go to work the next day, and you pull them up, and out you go. Yeah, it's a case of pull them up. A honking great spider runs out of the leg of the shorts and straight down my leg. Stamp, gone. Yeah, don't harm or kill anything, or you might mess something up. Well, yeah, I mean that's one of those things, isn't it? It's like if someone had say it's like things like what would you do if you could go back in time? And people are like, oh, I'd assassinate Hitler, or no, give Hitler's dad a rubber. Same with Stalin or whatever. Yeah, but if you did take those people out, okay, they're responsible for the deaths of millions of people. What would that have changed going forward? Would it have been worse? Yeah, so as if you did something and then it changed the future so that then time travel didn't get invented, you wouldn't be able to go back and fix it. Yeah, time travel is a complete brain fryer. So many movies mess time travel up. I think Donnie Darko was about the only one that got it right. Mostly. Again, classic movie that should be watched. Donnie Darko. Don't bother with the follow-up S Darko. That was just bad. Trust me, I've got it on DVD somewhere. It's not good. Although the girl's quite pretty, so there's that upside. The rest of it just not good. Distant Thunder, trying to remember how I was in that one. Although I don't think I have, although I'll be quite happy to hear it. It's been silly hot in the UK the last few days. We were up to, I think, those Shaggy Grandma if you time travel, it would be your own grandma. Oh man, that would be, yeah. Yeah. No, Michael, that just, yeah, that's just too weird. Yeah, maybe people have, and that's what. Oh, you look, you really remind me of your grandfather. It's like, oh crap. That's what it is. Yeah, Frank the Rabbit. That's yeah, Futurama did. Yeah, well, that's Futurama. I'm surprised people haven't complained about that for having a character called Bender in it. I'm surprised the LGBTQXZ10011001 whatever have not complained about Futurama yet. But then Matt Groening would probably just say, well, bite my shiny metal ass. Yeah, I've got to say, yeah. Don't tell me I ruin all the funniest. Oh dear, yeah, I forgot about that. Bender's actually Hispanic as well. Oh god, yeah, that's just gonna cause carnage if the wrong people start watching Futurama back from way back in the day. Surprised they haven't cancelled Friends. Yeah, it was Bender Rodriguez, wasn't it? Yeah. Yeah, and he's an alcoholic that smokes. Thank you very much, Joseph. Good for you to show up. Yeah, I'm doing a lot better today. So Friday I was basically a ball of tears and snot. Yesterday, rather teary. Today I've been okay. Um, just sad and missing my little floof monster. As I say, I keep looking, expecting it to come wandering in or to be sleeping out there. But well, he is now. But not in an I'm going to come in and give you a snuggle and a fuss in a bit kind of way. Well, yeah. Thanks, Sherry. Thanks for being here. Stay safe yourself and have a good week. Yeah, I'm guessing has Father Fish just gone live? Quite possibly. But as I say, Joseph, on the upside, we now have 3 electric blue Akara in here. And one swimming about. So, nah. Yeah, I'm definitely not watching Pet Cemetery in a hurry. Let's just put it that way. Welcome back, JS. Good. I've only got a few minutes before I'm off again. As Father Fish will be on, or if he's not already started. Yeah, definitely not watching Pet Cemetery for a while. Yeah, he was. So we just connected on a level. You could see it in the way he looked at you. I can't block it out. I've got a deal. I've got to grieve. That's it. But I've got to focus on remembering the good times. Remembering things like waking up from a nap, feeling a warm breeze in my face, opening my eyes, and there's this pencil sharpener right there. He's just farted in my face. And that's waking up with him just snurring away, but just laid out or curled up beside me, or as I said in the Facebook post, the time he bought me a half-dead rat at 3 o'clock in the morning. To the times he has literally saved my life. So if it weren't for him, yeah. It's just, I don't know. He might still come and visit me in spirit form. I can but hope. And I'm going to be keeping my ears out for purrs, meows, or jingling bell from his catnip sock, or feeling something rubbing against my leg or arm, or feeling some extra weight on the covers on the bed or something like that. But yeah, it was. So he knew I loved him. We had that bond. We were on a level with each other. He was my owner, if anything. He adopted me. And it took a while. It took quite a while. It wasn't a, oh, hello, putty cat, give him a fuss. It was, no, he wasn't a very trusting cat. Thanks, Larry. See you later, buddy. Yeah, he was a very circumspect cat. He took a long while to gain his trust, and it was probably 3 months before I could even stroke him. And we're talking probably a year before he even stepped foot inside the house, and probably 4 or 5 years before he'd even like hop up on my lap or let me pick him up for a cuddle, Yeah. But yeah. So we just got to remember the good things, which is everything else about their life. Because, animals don't judge. Well, Zach did, but, I learned to judge or trust his judgment in people more than my own. First time my ex came over and he was around, he walked in, put his ears back, hissed at her and walked out again. I should have taken that signal as, yeah, get away while I can. Yeah, that's it. I realise how privileged I am to have been a Zach friend. There were literally 5 people who were allowed to stroke him without losing parts of their anatomy. His owners, myself, Mary, and Sheila, who lives a couple of doors down, who goes in, looks after the dogs and cats when the owners are on holiday. Lots of paint fumes just came out of the basement fresh air and get Amber again. Yeah. I say give Amber a hug for me, Joseph, because I know she had a soft spot for the floof monster. I shall send her a good picky of him so she can remember him by that. And yeah, as I say, Bob's. Yeah, I know how you feel with Toby. But hey, he was a great dog, and as I say, remember the good times. Even if at the time it was pooping on the floor and you got to clear it up, you know, or bringing you a half dead rat. You know, that time, you know, I wanted to be angry with him because he's woken me up at 3 o'clock in the morning with a near dead rat. But he was bringing me a present. He caught him. I mean, this was a decent sized rat. It weren't a big one for around here. The big ones around here, I'd be touch and go who won that fight. But you know, it was a decent sized rat. He did well to get it. He was obviously proud of himself for getting it, and then he wanted to give it to me as a present. So it was like I couldn't be mad with him because he was being nice. Still, no one wants to wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning with a half dead rat to get rid of. And on that note, thank you to everyone. Yeah, he was feeding me. We don't know how to hunt. Need help. Yeah, exactly. So, yeah. On that note, and before I start blubbing, because I'm struggling at the moment, thank you everyone for turning up and watching. Thank you very much for the super chats, Bob and Jason, and anyone else that I may have missed. I'm sorry if I did. Hope you all have a good week. Remember, love and fuss, and make the most of every day with your fur babies, bin babies, scale babies, whatever they are, because you never know when it might be your last. And have fun. Peace out. Rock on. Rest in peace, buddy. Bye-bye.